you have any advice for people who maybe want to break into the music industry but don't really know how?
Yes. Remember that you are the music industry, and that the music industry is a toppling myth. And usually what I tell bands who are really like trying to make it and trying to do the thing and tour and put out music and make their living that way is you have to be prepared for a giant sacrifice. It is impossible to be lazy and hang out and sort of do what you want and go get beers with your friends all the time and be in a band like that. You can't really do it. You have to really be willing to sacrifice at least a few years of your life just working really fucking hard 24/7, because no one can actually really put in that work and do it for you. And it's that kind of work and that kind of devotion to your band that will actually really engage people. And people see it and they recognize it, and it's important. But you really have to do it, and you have to have no plan B. You can't just sort of do it, well, we'll do this one tour and then see how it goes, but I'll keep my day job, and you can't. You have to totally go for broke and give it everything for a while. And if it doesn't work after a couple of years, then you can come up with a plan B. Don't start with one.
So, what do you think about people who maybe think that they're going to get really famous overnight?
It's not going to happen. Especially nowadays. I mean, your band might do really well, which would be great. But famous is becoming, first of all, if you're in it to be famous, you're in it for the wrong reasons. And people will know. They'll know. If you really are, if you want to be in a band so that you can be famous, people will just know that you're full of shit. And they won't even really be attracted to you. Some idiotic people might, but the majority of people aren't, they're not looking for that. And you'll, people who are into it for those reasons, you can just smell them a mile away. And it's so unattractive. And the way things are going, mostly people in the industry don't want to come to terms with this, but the truth is the age of the megastar is over, because the model is destroyed, and you've got to be willing to say, God, if it just means that I have to tour my ass off and make recordings and hang out with fans every night and really live this really crazy lifestyle and just make a living, would I still want to do it? And if the answer isn't yes, then you shouldn't be doing it. You should play music on the weekend with your friends. Because, first of all, being famous is completely overrated. It doesn't bring you happiness. It's a lot like money. It's just yes, it's nice to be known, and it's nice to have enough money to pay your rent and buy food and live comfortably. But beyond that, if you think it's actually going to make you happy, you've got a big problem, fundamentally. And if you're not in it just for the basic reasons, the music, the human connection, the simple shit, it won't work. I've watched a lot of people go through a lot of things, and a lot of people be in bands for different reasons. And the people who get into it for the wrong reasons, they just crash and burn, and they're not happy. In fact, they usually wind up the opposite of happy, because even if you get it, and even if Spin Magazine decides that you're the next big thing and sticks you on the cover, and a bunch of radio stations start playing your single, it's not going to make you happy. It's going to fulfill some weird idea that you have in your head of really what is supposed to make a person happy, but it's so far off. So you really got to look at why you're doing it. And if the fundamentals are there, then I think it's one of those nice cosmic things where if the fundamentals are there and you're in it for the right reasons, usually the success will will find you. Because if you're working passionately and you're not, you're not sort of greedily eyeballing fame and money, people will know that and they'll respond to that because that's what people want in an artist usually, or in a musician. They want somebody real who's not, who's not just chasing after it for the wrong reasons. God, I'm rambling, aren't I? I think I answered the question.
Yes. Right now, the trend in music seems to be kind of manufactured rap music. Is there anything else like you'd like to see come up?
I mean, no, I think it takes care of itself, honestly. I think music is always a reflection of what's going on. And there's a lot of unhappy people in this country. Like, unhappy for lots of different reasons. And I think a lot of the music is a reflection of that. And, good music will always prevail where it needs to. The people who seek it out can find it now. Thank God, because of the net, it's so great that music is so available and so shareable. And, every kind of music has its place. I mean, I may not listen to gangster rap when I'm driving in my car, but it doesn't mean that I care that much that the guy next to me is listening to it. It's his prerogative.
So is anything else you'd like to say? Promotion?
Sure. I should promote the book I have coming out. It's a book of photography, and it is. I just put out my solo record, Who Killed Amanda Palmer, and the book sort of is a follow-up to that. It's a book of photographs of my corpse all over the world, and there are stories in it by this wonderful author named Neil Gaiman, who I was really lucky to collaborate with. And that book's going to come out this winter. But mostly, if anyone is interested in finding out what's going on about me, you can read my blog, and I write, constantly, and you will find more information than you ever wanted if you just go to the website. It's amandapalmer.net, and you can just go on there and check out what's going on at the moment. There's always a lot.